Hello everyone and welcome back to my shop. Today I'm going to be following up with a client's restoration job. He wants me to get these things back into functional order. These aren't going to be polished up or restored for sale. These are going to be actual functional cleavers. And these cleavers are really dull. I mean, we're talking like butter knife dull. So I'm going to put a nice edge on either of them after I'm done with the surface finish. I'm just going to be Scotch-Briting and taking as much of the rust away as possible, especially from any of the pins or anything that might be contaminants for food. With the minor pitting, of course, you can't really grind down past all that, so without destroying it. So I'm going to get past as much of the pitting as possible to get these things as sanitary as possible. In the meantime, I'm also going to be using the same technique on the shotgun that I have here for my own personal restoration, and I'm going to be using quadruple aught 40 grade steel wool. This is the finest of the steel wool, and I'm going to be using Remington oil on the gun. I might use just all-in-one oil. It doesn't really matter what kind of oil you use. So let's get to work. So first step, I'm going to get my steel wool pad and use the Remington oil on the gun. Soak the pad. I want you to see the surface of this. Excuse the background noise, my trash is being picked up. And the quadruple aught steel wool is also safe to use on blue finishes. It's not going to mess anything else up. And this is just surface cleaning any of the rust. So I'm putting some heavy force behind it. If you have a blue gun, then you might want to do a little bit lighter force. Get in there. So I got this all oiled up because I was testing out the steel wool on this. It's just not doing enough tricks. I'm going to switch to the flat attachment of my grinder and using a Scotch-Brite. This is the finer of the two belts that I have for Scotch-Brite. So here we go. So it looks like I need to go a little bit deeper, so I'm going to switch to the more coarser Scotch-Brite pad. If that doesn't work, I'm going to go up to maybe a 220 belt, but I don't want to start there. I didn't want to start there. Go with the red belt. Yeah, okay. That's one side at the higher or the coarser belt of the blending belt. Big difference between before and after. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going at it, going through the deeper scratches that are on it, and see if I can blend out those scratches that are in it. Of course, before putting an edge on it. Right now it's got kind of like the edge of an axe. So we'll continue a little bit. So what I've done here is put the first bevel in the edge on this Foster Brothers cleaver, and I've just begun to do the bevel for this cleaver. Actually, I don't even know the name. But this has got a significant amount more weight, so I don't have to quench it, or I don't have to keep it cooled as much. But the idea is to keep it cold while you're putting the edge on, so you don't disrupt the temper of the cleaver. This one initially had more of like a convex grind, like a really big belly, so that because it's got a lot of weight to it, this will just split bone like nothing. And I also noticed that this particular cleaver has some hammer marks on it in the back where I guess they forced it through things, but I'm able to get a lot finer honed edge on this one than I am than that one, more than likely because of the thick belly of the edge right there. So I'll continue on, but that's as far as I'm going with the surface finish of the blade. I'm not going to take it too much further down, you know, risking grinding through the logo and all that. Plus, I want to try and keep as much of the original patina as possible, you know, without completely restoring everything and then getting past where you have to start taking off the handles and everything like that. So this is just a quick job to get it in sanitary condition enough to use, and then put an edge on it to where it's valid to be used. So I'll continue on and show you my progress.